Yes. And also was councillors Mark Peters and Aaron Keown, and we heard and considered submissions on this policy. We know that outdoor dining plays a key role in the city's vibrant hospitality culture and economy, and the council has a role to play in providing opportunities for outdoor dining areas in public places. At present, the council manages the outdoor dining using two very outdated and overlapping policies: the delightfully named footpaths extensions to expand cafes onto the roadway policy 1998.
It's like music.
I know, and the more soberly named public street enclosures policy 2006. So these 98 and 2006 policies are no longer fit for purpose. They are difficult for the business community to understand and hard for staff to apply. They do not include requirements for accessibility, and they are not well aligned to current policy settings like our public places bylaw. Staff asked Council for approval to consult on the new draft outdoor dining in public places policy in June. The replacement policy aimed to be user-friendly for applicants and licensees. It included the following key changes. One, guidance for outdoor dining licence applications, how an application will be assessed and the notification of applicants. Two, a requirement for smoke-free and vape-free signage and the removal of ashtrays in line with the 2020 smoke-free and vape-free policy. Three, outdoor dining areas need to be accessible for all pedestrians, including those in wheelchairs. Four, more flexible standards for clear footpath widths along the outdoor dining areas to take into account the different locations from central city to rural townships. Five, requirement to manage waste and litter in and around an outdoor dining area, and licensees are not allowed to use council street rubbish bins for waste and litter. And finally, a defined licence term up to 3 years, not the current open-ended term, so that licenses can be reviewed, or licenses can be reviewed to address any problems and changes that arise, which also brings them into line with alcohol licence terms as well. On the 7th of June, the Council approved the draft outdoor dining in public places policy for consultation. Consultation ran from 7th of August to 28th of August, like the last one. We received 61 submissions. Overall, most submitters supported the draft policy and the proposed changes. 7 organisations submitted in favour of the key changes of the policy: 2 community boards, the Cancer Society, the Disabled Persons Assembly, or DPA, Living Streets Aotearoa, the Victoria Neighbourhood Association, and Te Whatu Ora, Health New Zealand. Hospitality New Zealand, the umbrella organisation for hospitality businesses, opposed several aspects of the policy, including compulsory smoke and vape-free signage. 41 submissions were from individuals, 36 in favour of smoke and vape-free requirements. 12 submissions came from hospitality businesses, with 5 in support and 7 opposed to compulsory smoke and vape-free signage. The hearing. We heard from representatives of 2 community boards, the Cancer Society, Living Streets Aotearoa, Terrace Hospitality Group, Veseli Hospitality Limited, and VNA. They all elaborated on the points in their written submissions as outlined in our panel's report. Having considered the written and oral submissions and taken advice from staff, the panel decided to recommend the draft policy to you for approval with one change. We support the notified draft policy, including the key requirements for licences to: 1, be accessible and provide accessible clear pathways along the dining areas; 2, be clean, tidy and clear of litter, no litter to be deposited in the council bins; 3, to have a defined term not exceeding 3 years, which provides for regular licence reviews and renewal of licences. And I mentioned also before that alcohol licences also have 3-year terms. However, the panel did not recommend making smoke and vape-free compulsory. Our recommended change to the policy is that it encourages rather than requires licensees to have smoke and vape-free area. We considered that as licensees know their businesses and clientele best, they should have the choice as to whether or not an outdoor dining area is smoke and vape free. Therefore, we, the panel members, are recommending to you, the council, that we adopt the policy as proposed, except that 6.63 of the policy reads, every licensee of an outdoor dining area is encouraged to display smoke-free and vape-free signage. Ashtrays or other receptacles for smoking or vaping litter are discouraged in an outdoor dining area. I'd like to thank my fellow panel members and acknowledge the work of staff. Again, Ruth and Andrew made a significant difference to our day, so thank you.
Yeah, so in summary, the majority of submitters were not in favour of changing the wording?
The majority of submitters were not in favour of changing the wording. However, I guess we listened mostly to the owners of the businesses who actually ran these types of situations. So, yeah.
Okay. You're a smoker, aren't you, Sally?
Councillor Templeton, and then...
Sorry, Councillor Barber, do those businesses have a choice of whether they lease council land under various conditions and things?
Oh, I'm sure they would, yeah.
Yeah. And what was their rationale? I mean, because the thing is they don't know if they're going to lose customers because there's people smoking there, right?
I think that's the point that they were trying to make to us, that they would lose customers and that they felt that it already worked. It already worked quite well. That some of these outdoor dining areas start out as dining, but then later on become an area where someone is just having a few drinks, and that's because it's outdoor that people would eventually end up smoking there. And it would be helpful if they were able to have ashtrays out there, etc.
And was any discussion had around the original smoke-free legislation and how the doomsaying and stuff didn't actually come to pass? Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, this is these sorts are a wee bit out of step with our national policies, but we made a recommendation based on the submissions we heard. Yeah. And how do you see it fitting with our current smoke-free policy? Yeah, it's a difficult one. Not well.
Could I potentially, as one of the panel members, just step into there?
Yeah.
One of the main reasons that, as a panel, we came to the wording we did was simply down to the fact that the submitters that came and spoke to us, who do lease land off us already for this purpose, have neighbours who are just around the corner, who are on other owned land, who have outdoor dining areas already with the ability to smoke in those outdoor dining areas. And to be able to tie our lessees up and not have a level playing field for the competition was kind of the reason we wanted to at least give them the opportunity that if they want to, they can go smoke free and vape free. That's absolutely fine. But if they don't feel they can, for being able to compete against their neighbours who are on the unfair footing, we want to give them the option to be able to do that. That's all it is.
Okay, just to remind councillors that we can only support the hearings panel, or we send it back to them to redo it again. So just working down that line. Councillor Coker. Nope, done. Councillor Moore.
Just to clarify one point, the submitters have made their submission on the policy itself, but the wording you've come up with is as a result of all the submissions. So they haven't submitted actively opposing that wording that we've got there. That's been the compromise, right? So it's not like there's been submissions against what's been written here. Is that fair to say?
Yes, yeah.
Correct.
So it's not like submitters have had the chance to submit on a modified wording to try and factor in everyone, right? So,
yeah.
Okay. Right. And Tyler, and then Councillor Tempton.
Just for clarity, when it comes to hearings panels, we've got to vote on the substantive. We can't split each line up.
No, I don't think we, hang on, I'll ask,
Sorry.
we can't, Tyler's got a question. Sorry,
I'm just hesitant over the wording of one. Everything else is fine. I just wanted to see if you were able to split it.
You accept it or you need to send it back.
It's one to a t'other. Councillor Tempton.
I just want to clarify. So Councillor Moore's question and Councillor Barber's answer around whether people submitted specifically against just encouraging rather than requiring. People did those specifically support, they submitted specifically in support of making them smoke free, didn't they? Because they said,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, which is in effect the same
Yes.
as against just
Sorry,
requiring it.
yeah.
Okay, Councillor Donovan.
I just want to check the process because I know this was raised previously and I don't recall what the answer was. Can we put forward an amendment to change that wording or does it? No.
Advice that yes, apparently we can.
So we can. Okay. So I'm glad I clarified that.
I'd like to put this as a procedural motion.
Yeah.
We're not in debate. We're not in debate.
Do you have to wait till then? No, I don't
Can we
think so.
take
No, you
5
don't.
minutes on
It
that?
stops
Just-
debate and puts the
Yeah,
motion.
we'll take 5 minutes and get our head around this and we'll be right back.